Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whether you're watching this from. This is my boxing review from, last night, really, wasn't it? From last night. And obviously the early morning, obviously a lot of boxing action this weekend. Obviously we saw the GPM card, obviously last night, which we'll be reviewing during this video. We've also got obviously the Channel 5 main event with obviously Essomba and Johnny Edwards to review. But we will start off with the top one card, and we'll start off with Mikaela dethroning Sandy Ryan by majority decision to win the WBO female welterweight title. Feels like this are through then, doesn't it? You would say for Sandy Ryan, once again, turning to America and probably not that in favour of the decision, according to some people. For me, white decision. I wouldn't say it was a very close fight. Definitely, it was definitely a very close fight. But for me, I thought Mikaela did edge it for me. She did edge it. I started 6-4 in Mikaela's favour, so I gave Sandy Ryan. I definitely gave Sandy Ryan 4 rounds and gave Mikaela 6 rounds of the fight. Which would probably say it wasn't a close fight, but it was a close fight. Sandy Ryan, fair play to her though, she's one hell of a fighter. She's probably caused Mikaela, apart from Essomba, she's probably caused Mikaela the most problems in her career. And Mikaela, but at the same time, Mikaela might think, well, this is justice because I've been robbed. I was robbed in the UK. Then Tata Jonas, and she was completely robbed. Then Tata Jonas, she dominated Tata Jonas and got completely robbed. But hey, the UK fans and the matchroom fans won't say that though. Won't say that. Why is it whenever it's a matchroom fighter, the matchroom fans start crying on Twitter saying it's a robbery? And I'm on about Everything Boxing, who is probably a bedroom product, to be honest with you, who has this dildo of Eddie Hearn's backside, to be honest with you. And by the way, I don't have anything against Eddie Hearn. I fucking love him. I absolutely love Eddie Hearn. This is about people. I have no problems with him. I just have the issues with the matchroom only fans who say, it's a disgrace, it's a robbery. Well, if it's a robbery, it's someone who is basically the opposition who's won easy on scorecard. I bet I tell you Tatwell, for example, at the first fight. I bet I'd made Jonas. I was lost for words when I saw Jonas doing the decision in that fight. I was lost for words. That was complete robbery. And Mikaela for me, she's so good. She is so good, Mikaela. Her boxing IQ, I said in my preview as well, I think she is the complete female boxer out there, Mikaela. As most, she's got 2 defeats on the record. Well, Tata Jonas was a robbery, let's be real. So, in my eyes, she's only got 1 defeat, which was against Essomba, which could have went either way. Again, I thought she was unlucky in that fight against Bombdana. But Sandy Ryan, by the way, she's a hell of a fighter. Fucking hell. She's a hell of a fighter. She caught Mayer a few times in the second half of the fight, which was Sandy Ryan's strongest half for me. Sandy Ryan came strong in the second half of the fight for me, where she caught Mayer a few of her hooks. Mayer won the first half of the fight for me, and she won a couple of rounds in the second half of the fight as well, which is why I did edge it towards Mayer. And for me, it was a great fight, people. It was a great fight. Really good fight. Close fight as well. A close fight as well. I wouldn't mind the rematch, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind the rematch, but I don't think Mayer will go for the rematch. I think Mayer, all the eyes we set now on becoming undisputed in this division. And the fight I would make next for Mayer is Evander Hamilton next for the WBC title. For me. That's what I would probably make next for Sandy Ryan to come back again in like a 2-0 fight, probably in a 2-0 winnable fight on a matchroom card and go straight in to another big fight then. Sandy Ryan still coming then. She's a quality fighter, Sandy Ryan, and I actually think she's probably behind Mikaela in terms of the best welterweights out there. Obviously, the Natasha Jonas is up there as well. You got Lauren Price as well. Lauren Price, who's a unified champion now in this division as well. So I won't be shocked if Sandy Ryan goes straight for Lauren Price. I haven't seen him beat Lauren Price, to be honest with you, and become a unified champion. There's Natasha Jonas as well for Sandy Ryan. So there's still big fights out there, and there's a male rematch as well. So that's my thoughts on that. Up next, then we saw Sander Sayets putting a kinner performance to defeat Damon Sosa. Sayers, for me, so good. He was really good in a really good performance. One of the standout performances on the top one card for me. Really good, really dominant performance from him as well. Puerto Rico fighters come from nowhere, aren't they? They keep on coming through. These Puerto Rico fighters, you got Sayers, of course, you got Isabel Matias, you got Ed de Beander as well. So they are coming through, these Puerto Rico fighters, and it was a dominant kinnick performance from Sander Sayers for me. And the fight I would make next, because he's quite high, isn't he? He's quite high in the rankings, isn't he? I would make the Sander Sayers versus the Everson Newman fight next. I think that would be a cracker of a fight for me. And I think that's the fight he needs to take before he goes straight in for a world title shot. But the world title shot for me may be a long mile yet. Maybe a long mile because Crawford's up there, isn't he? Crawford has the belt. You got Spence and Bondora, who are set to face each other at the start of the year as well. So yeah, a kinnick performance on Sander Sayers for me. Really good to watch, isn't he? Really quality fighter to watch. Up next, then, if we want to talk about robberies, Bruce Townsend defeating Solomon Sadala by decision. I think the rematch straight away should be made immediately straight away. The rematch. I think Sadala was unlucky not to get the decision in that fight. Really tough fighter, Sadala, and it proved that in the fight. I thought it was a tough fight for Bruce Townsend. From what I've watched, I thought it was a really tough fight. I thought Sadala had more to try. He stood more the punches for me, in my opinion. Everyone's on the social saying it's a robbery. And Bruce Townsend was the one told out no way, which is, I think he needs to pipe down Bruce Townsend, in my opinion. Do I think the rematch will happen? Probably not. I probably don't think the rematch will happen. I think Bruce Townsend will move on. And that's a shame, isn't it? And that's the real shame of boxing when you got terrible star cards. Maybe one corrupt to Bruce Townsend because he's a top one fighter. Yes, we will. And Bob Allen, I remember Bob Allen complaining and mourning about the Jack Tattle rematch star card. Well, he's a bit of a hypocrite, isn't he? He's a bit of a hypocrite, Bob Allen. Says nothing when there's a robbery in the top one card, though, does he? Yeah, they're all hypocrites, though, let's be real. And for me, the rematch should happen immediately for me. Solomon Sadala, who was probably one more fight away from probably facing Anthony O'Neill for his title, is probably going to use that opportunity now because of this robbery. And not Bruce Townsend's fault, by the way. We can't just blame the fighter for why it's been a robbery. But yeah, for me, it was wobbly. Don't get me wrong, I thought it was close. It was a close fight. Because Sadawa, yes, we will. Sadawa didn't do himself any favours, though, did he? In the final round, didn't do himself any favours when he didn't do anything in the final round. So that's probably why he did get robbed. But for me, I thought Sadawa won it by 2 to 3 rounds. The fight, I thought he won it by 2 to 3 rounds for me. So I think the rematch should have made it happen next. And this is the problem with boxing. It's an absolute disgrace that it keeps on happening. But up next then, we saw Essomba and Delvin Person ending no contest due to accidental headcats. I don't think we'll see the rematch because I felt Bomdana was always going to win the fight regardless. She was on her way to win the fight before the headcat anyways. She knocked her down, didn't she? She knocked Person down as well. Obviously, it's the return of Essomba after a failed trust test as well. I think she's done now. At super featherweight now. Essomba, I think she'll move up. I think that's one of the options now. She'll move up to 8-weight. And if I'm looking at the 8-weight division, Essomba can easily become undisputed in that 8-weight division for me. I don't think she should fear anyone. Because if she moved up to that 8-weight division, I think she's a level above everyone in that 8-weight division for me. Or just a Serrano fight. Maybe wait for Amanda Serrano after she's had a fight with Katie Taylor. Imagine that as a fight, Serrano versus Bomdana. In the super featherweight fight, what a fight that would be. That was the fight I think we all wanted, didn't we? Until Bomdana failed the trust test, and she's been inactive as well. So I think Bomdana I actually think she could move to 8-weight now and take on a tune-up opponent in the first fight, potentially, at 8-weight, but we'll wait and see. Up next then, talk about terrible scorecards then. Charlie Edwards dethroned Essomba to win the EBU Bantamweight title. The right person, you could say the right person probably won. I will probably say that. I'm not going to say it's a robbery, but in terms of scorecards, way too wide for me. Way too wide because I thought it was a cracking fight for me. I actually started a draw. I thought Charlie Edwards had more joy in the first half of the fight. Essomba came strong in the second half of the fight for me, Essomba. Charlie Edwards needs to realise making noises like they do in tennis is not going to win you a fight. It's not going to fill me, for me. If anyone did win the fight, though, I did think it was Charlie Edwards for me who did win the fight. I think Thomas Essomba just came just too late in terms of second half fight, but it was a draw. I started a draw for me. I did start a draw. As I said, I think Edwards had more try in the first half, while I thought Essomba had more try in the second half. But I don't think Charlie Edwards is going to have the rematch with Essomba. But yeah, the scorecards were just terrible. Then why are we going on about scorecards every week in boxing? When is someone gonna have some teeth, have some bites, and fucking sort this out with this bloody scorecard controversy? It's getting stupid now. It really is. But in terms of the fight, I would make next Charlie Edwards. Paul Butler for me, what a cracking fight that will be. I think Thomas Essomba will probably take on a tune-up fight and then come back again. But what a fight this will be for Channel 5. Charlie Edwards versus Paul Butler, absolute cracker. It will be an absolute cracker of a fight. Obviously, Paul Butler, who's been in with the ice and nowhere your thoughts. So that's the fight I would make next for me. As we now move on to the GBM card, as we saw Shaquille Thompson knock out Wilson Bent inside 3 rounds. Full domination, wasn't it, from Shaquille Thompson? I do kind of worry for his sneaky defence though. Hill Thompson needs to work on his defence, but yeah, complete domination. Definitely the job, and with Wilson bent, which was probably not a surprise. I think I said Thompson would get him out inside 6 rounds. He done more earlier than that. With Wilson bent, it's basically a dead keeper now, isn't he? With Wilson bent, probably lower than this level for me. And the fight I would make next was Hill Thompson. It's a Nathan Heaney fight next. Imagine having that fight on the GBM show. And fair play to GBM, by the way. I thought it was a pretty good card, wasn't it? For GBM, because obviously they are newcomers, of course, and seen some recognisable names on there as well. But yeah, Hill Thompson. The fight I would make next, I think that's the perfect fight for me. Hill Thompson versus Nathan Heaney. They are both quite yeety defensively. And it would be a war between the two of them. It would be a war between the two of them. And we saw Nathan Heaney, he's not actually that good, is he? He's not actually that good. Because he does beat up Brad Pauls. I'm not disrespecting Brad Pauls, but I think Nathan Heaney was probably quite lucky to beat Denzel Bentley. I think he caught Denzel Bentley at the right time. Denzel Bentley wasn't in the right place mentally. But yeah, I think this is the perfect fight to probably make next on another GBM show. Imagine that. Hill Thompson versus Nathan Heaney. So that's my thoughts on that. On to Wayne Waltz. Very experienced, isn't he? Very experienced fighter. Wayne Waltz again, making a statement again. And he's still up there, Wayne Waltz, and wants another track at the top. Wants another track at the top of the lightweight division. Wayne Waltz stopping Reese Mould inside 3 rounds. And we saw both Matty Hughes and Wayne Waltz both win on the card. I'll speak about Matty Hughes in a minute. But yeah, Wayne Waltz is it wasn't a shock that Wayne Waltz stopped Reese Mould. It's how early he stopped him, wasn't it? I really thought it was going to be a pick and fight, a real pick and fight. I did go for Reese Mould to win on points because I thought it'd be one of them pick and fights. But Wayne Waltz, fair play, what a statement performance from him inside 3 rounds. To make a statement like that, and Wayne Waltz, why not make Matty Hughes versus Wayne Waltz next? Why not make that fight next? I think that's a cracking fight to have on the GBM show. That'd be a cracking fight to have. But let's move on to why is this not working? Oh dear. There we go. Bit of a connection problem there. But yeah, Hootie Fury. We saw Hootie Fury back in action last night, defeating Christian Fun in a slugfest fight, wasn't it? It was a proper slugfest. A slugfest that Hootie Fury, for me, did dominate for me. Who did dominate for me. And what won Hootie Fury the fight was the jab, wasn't it? I think the jab won him the fight, where he wasn't coming towards Christian Fun. That what won Fury the fight for me. Also, when Fury came inside as well, came towards Christian Fun, he landed more of the better shots as well. He had the overhand right and the bodywork shots from Hootie Fury as well. Christian Fun was still throwing, but more the punches Christian Fun was throwing, there were more wasteful punches, let's be real, more wasteful punches. And then, but I tell you, he was making noises, wasn't he? Trying to fill the judges, thinking, yeah, he's doing a lot. And that's the thing with boxing, when you listen to them making noises, it can easily fool you. It didn't fool me, for me. And Hootie Fury will move on now. Good performance from him. And for me, I don't think we should wait any longer for this fight for me. What should be Ness or Hootie Fury, and it's not like Michael Hunter's beaten anyone recently. Yes, be real. Michael Hunter's not beaten anyone recently either. And Michael Hunter, yes, be real, he hasn't been active from us either. So I don't think we should wait for this fight now. I actually think we should make this fight next. The fight I would make next is Hootie Fury versus Michael Hunter, which should have happened 2 years ago. But obviously Hootie Fury had his illness problems, didn't he? He had issues with illness and obviously COVID as well, which stopped it from happening. I think we should make the fight next. For me, Hootie Fury's had his tune-ups now, and yes, make the fight next. Obviously, people might favour Michael Hunter down into the fight. I'm not sure for me. I think it's a true 50-50. It would be a true 50-50 between Hootie Fury and Michael Hunter. Obviously, people would favour Michael Hunter because he's, number 3? Is it number 3 in the WBO? One-tins. But I think the one-tins can easily fool you for me. Can easily fool everyone. Because I need to see who Michael Hunter's really face. And he hasn't really faced anyone, let's be real. He's beaten who he needs to beat, and obviously in recent times, Michael Hunter. So that's my thoughts on that. And we've got 2 more fights to review. And of course, Matty Hughes came through a real tough test to Teo Antonis in the final round. Tough fight for him. Tough fight for Matty Hughes, which was only a 6-round fight. And Matty Hughes, my concern was Matty Hughes looked knackered, didn't he? Well, he didn't look knackered in the final round, did he, when he KO'd Antonis? But before that, he looked absolutely shattered. Matty Hughes, which is a real concern with it being a 6-round fight. But that was down to Antonis as well. We been relentless, Antonis as well. I only gave Antonis the 1st round and the 5th round for me. I thought Matty Hughes won rounds 2 to 4. For me, Matty Hughes, then he did tire, didn't he? With Antonis back in round 5. And Antonis, it was quite a tough fight for Hughes because Antonis was that rangy fighter, of course, taller than Matty Hughes as well. But what won Matty Hughes the fight was his experience. That's what won the fight for Matty Hughes. And we saw the inexperience of Antonis in the final round, down in that headless chicken with no so wide open defensively in that final round. Antonis and Matty Hughes with that white hook was KO'd Antonis. So that, and Antonis went and got a headless chicken, didn't he? But it was good to see Matty Hughes, wasn't it? We did see Matty Hughes back. For me, Matty Hughes shouldn't be fighting on these shows. For me, Matty Hughes should we be having bitter fights after that robbery. After he was robbed against Charles Nabossos Jr. But as I said earlier, for Wayne Waltz, why not make that fight next? I think it makes sense now, both of them winning on the same show. Make Matty Hughes versus Wayne Waltz next, and once, which is a tough fight for both. That would be a tough fight, but a cracking fight for both. And the winner, I think, if Matty Hughes was to win that fight, he will want to print Charles. I would print Charles Nabossos Jr. back over to the UK for that rematch. Date your offence on Charles Nabossos for me. So that's my thoughts on that. But I thought Matty. I still thought it was a good performance though from Matty Hughes. Good body work, good movements. Well, he's always had good movement, Matty Hughes. He fights at them handles as well, which makes him quite a tricky opponent. There was no shame for Matty Hughes using to William Sabeda, of course. William Sabeda, he's in that elite level, isn't he, in the division? But finally, Tasty Dowder know how defeating Wirtz to retain the Commonwealth Super Bantamweight titles. Gap of quality for me. There was that quality apart from that knockdown from Dowder. that was the only piece of quality of the fight. It was just a scrappy fight, wasn't it, all the way through? Of course. And but then Tasty Dowder's experience and know-how won her the fight quite easy and quite comfortably. I only did Wales 3 rounds for me, and that was me being nice to Wales. I did go for Wales to win, which I was proven won. I thought the unknown in Wales might have been quite a tricky customer for Tasty Dowder. But Wales will come again. Wales will come again. Just needs more experience, and say, Tasty Dowder, what next for her? I would love to see the Fran Hensey fight next. Fran Hensey, who's with Boxer, of course, who's up and coming at Boxer as well. People might say it's a bit risky for Fran Hensey going straight into a title fight this early on. Not for me. Not for me. I'll throw her straight in. I think she's ready. She's had a tune-up Fran Hensey. Throw her in with a Commonwealth Super Bantamweight title fight against Tasty Dowder. That would be a great fight to have either on GBM or Boxer, or maybe a joint show. Who knows? I think that would be a great scrap, Dowder versus Fran Hensey. But then you could say though Fran Hensey's quite inexperienced, same as Wirtz. But no, I'd throw her in. I think Fran Hensey's not fair yet. She's had a tune-up, and it's the right matchup. I think it'd be the right matchup for me, because it's not like Tasty Dowder's that experience, is she? It's not that much experience. She's got a little bit more experience than Hensey and Wirtz, but not that much for me. So I would make that fight next. Tasty Dowder versus Fran Hensey. I think that'd be a decent swap. But yeah, I am done leave it there. We've not got anything else to talk about yet. We haven't. So that's my boxing review from obviously last night and obviously early this morning. I will be back with another boxing review tomorrow, which will be the Rihanna Dixon Terry Harper card. So stay tuned for that. And there will be one more, obviously, in what's to come to the channel. Obviously, 2 more FC 25 3 mod episodes have already came out. So feel free to dip down and watch. The next F1 Twin Mode episode will come out as well. And I'm hopefully looking to do a team news video for the Carlisle game at home to Twinsby as well. So, but anyway, stay tuned for that. Feel free to leave your thoughts on everything I spoke about down below in the comments. What were your thoughts on all the fights I spoke about? Take care, stay safe,